I'm sure by now you guys, as well as me, have watched that 90-minute premiere. Would I have liked a live Let's Play? Absolutely. We could have had some Q&As. We could have gone back and forward. People could have asked the questions, but there was that many people in the stream. It would have been really hard to keep up with all them questions. But we're going to skim through the video today. There's plenty of stuff I want to praise. There's a couple of things I want to critique. And there's also a couple of things that will potentially impact who you choose to manage, especially with some of these footballing traits you can now pick at the very start of the game. The first thing I'm going to say, and you can F and Jeff at me all you want in the comments, you can call me whatever you like. There were so many whinging moaners last night in the live premiere, and I just can't believe it. They were saying, look at the graphics, it's crap, blah, blah, blah. It looks like a mobile game. If you look carefully, guys, if you didn't know already, they were playing it on the lowest graphic settings just to get a smooth feel of the game so people can see exactly what's going on. And they might have been using a decent setup, but still thought, we'll leave it on a low graphical setting because it's just to show people the sort of features, the mechanics and how the game looks. So people are getting carried away. But Football Manager isn't made for ultimate graphics. If you like that sort of stuff, you're at the wrong place, guys and girls. You should be going to play FIFA or whatever it's called. Is it FC24? Get a grip. If you don't like it, don't play the game. I'm hardcore. And really, you know that I'm right. Anyway, moaning, ranting, whinging, all put into one jar. Put it to the side. Let's skim through this video now. And the last thing I want to say, guys, before we head into it is, let's support Miles Jacobson. Let's support Sports Interactive, Sega. Let's just really get behind a whole Football Manager cohort. Let's enjoy it together. We're all a community. They make the game. We play the game. We are all one big, happy family. Let's get into it. So then, guys and girls, we're going to skim through the video now. We're not going to have the commentary from Miles Jacobson and Spencer. I was calling him Spencer. I was calling him Graham Souness last night with that moustache. It was a great moustache. I think he's watched a little bit too much Top Gun. But yeah, start career, low game basics. Online is interesting. Are they going to bring draft mode into the future? I think it's a really, really nice touch. And also, let's not forget, we've got the FIFA World Cup fully licensed coming in the future as well. So will you be able to do a World Cup, a whole 32-man tournament, which would be fun to do live on stream. But the only crap thing is, you know, obviously, look at the draw. Some people will be left with the crappiest teams in the tournament, and other people will be getting Spain and Italy and England and stuff. So, but yeah, I think there's a few good things to come. And what they've said in an interview is that, of course, there's none of this extra money to pay for features. You buy the game and you get everything added on free of charge, all the bolt-ons as well, which is nice to see. But yeah, it's a nice feature, a couple of nice features to look forward to. Quick start, career, advanced setup. So quick start, does that just must just throw you? Well, it does. They'll go through it now. They throw you straight into a game. Your advanced setup is where you can probably pick how many players you want, the sort of database leagues you want loaded, players from certain leagues and stuff like that as well. So I think there's early on the signs are good, but as we run through it now, get to the team selections, we can see straight away we've got the men and the women's tier. All the teams across here are fully licensed as well. I'm not too sure what it means regarding licensing for leagues in Spain and Italy, because I did see, I'm sure I seen the Real Madrid logo on the Premier last night, and they had no logo. But that's neither here or there. People will mod the game. I'll be putting logos on it, face packs, you name it, kits and everything. So and even skins going forward. But yeah, that looks really, really good. It's neat, it's clean, it's tidy. This sort of stuff doesn't really bother me, in all honesty. You've got some new stuff on there. How often do you see? You might see your manager on the touchline. You might see, you know, your little your card when you click onto your contract or your profile. But you don't really see much of the manager. So I'm not really too fussed about skins. There's some new tops, bits and bobs, some new faces, features, hair, and sort of accessories you want to put on. But nothing that's really going to get my my blood pumping. This is where it starts to get a little bit different and a little bit interesting for us as well. So, step 1 of 3, credentials, playing career. Now, of course, you can make a manager however you like them. It hasn't got to be based on real life, because that's the case. I'm a lower league veteran, and how many people are actually going to play this game are going to be putting continental icon or generational superstar, unless you're a professional football player, but adjust it accordingly as you like to. But even that there, you go from your continental star, step 1 that is. Let's just move across to step 2, because this is the stuff I really, really wanted to get into now, which is going to shape the sort of future, not just your career now, but the future of Football Manager as well. There's so much you can potentially do to change the outcome and the look going forward. But step 2, so you would have picked whether you're a non-league, an amateur veteran or a superstar, whatever you want to be. But now you're setting your credentials 2 or 3. Have you ever worked in football in a non-playing role? So maybe you might want to mix it up and say I was a referee before, and now you've gone into management, which you don't really see very often, and you don't see ex-football players going to be referees either. But I think there's some nice touches on there, and it will impact your save as you go forward, especially if you were picking, you had a coaching background, or you've got recruitment and football operations. That may have, what it says there, you can get a successful strategy. But develop them a lot easier, which is a nice little touch. If we go to the third one though now, where is it? Is that the second or the third one there now? So the third step is selecting your license, whether you want to start at the top of the tree, you've got your Continental Pro license, or whether you're doing a zero to hero, non-league to legend type stuff. You have got the options then of having no qualifications as well, which is a real journeyman saver. I'm sure we've all took one of them up at some point. But yeah, it's exciting times. Now, this is the bit I'm very, very excited about, the coaching style. Coaching styles represent your footballing philosophy, how you think and feel about the game. You can select up to 3 styles to help define how you work. More choices reflect a manager who is capable across a number of attributes, while fewer choices suggest a stronger focus on 1 or 2 specific areas. You could just be a master tactician just on its own, which would be absolutely crazy. But this is where you can have fun, real fun. Like, so take for instance in real life, you've got Sean Dyche. So Sean Dyche is not going to be clicking entertainer, attacking and energetic. He's going to be picking defensive. He's going to be pragmatist, and he's going to be a bit of a tactician potentially. So there's plenty. But on the flip side of the coin, you've got Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. They're going to be playing attacking, energetic, entertaining stuff. So when Miles Jacobson done an interview with Work the Space the other day, he said this will have an effect in a small way now, but as we go into the future of different versions of Football Manager, this is really going to affect who offers you jobs. So it's interesting if you start to save out as a defensive, like Sean Dyche type of manager at the start, which is what I'm going to do. It's going to be fun. Are them big clubs in world football, like an Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool's and Man United and whatever, are they going to give you jobs? No, because you're not suited to how they want to play their football. So you're going to have to think very, very carefully about who you want to, what sort of stuff you want to pick here, and maybe you can adjust them and build on different things as you go through your career. But at the early start of the career, this is very, very important to pick what you want to do for a long-term strategy. Because for me, wanting to pick defensive, pragmatist and a tactician, maybe Atletico Madrid might come calling after Diego Simeone's left, or over that, I'll be stuck at Burnley or something like that. A club that just likes to defend for dear life. Well, no disrespect to Burnley, they have sort of changed how they're playing in recent seasons. But that there, like I said, guys and girls, it could really, really shape the future of not just your Football Manager career, the whole Football Manager franchise in general going forward. Now, the bolt-on to that screen now is going to be picking your right personality, what sort of manager you want to be. So your personality traits show how you best interact with people and what sort of leader you'll be as a manager. You can select up to 2 traits to define your personality. So this is going to have a lot of impact on team talks, individual player chats, and the media. Your on-field, well, not on-field shouts, you haven't got them anymore, but it's going to be, interactions from the top boardroom level all the way down to journalism as well. So unfortunately mine aren't on there. My personality traits, angry and miserable, aren't on there. So I'll probably have to go, me personally, I'd pick disciplined, most definitely, and I think, guys, I'm very convincing. You will watch my channel, you will subscribe. If that's not convincing, I don't know what is. But there's 6 to choose from. Driven, Disciplined, resilient, convincing, inspirational. Ooh, I'm quite inspirational as well, and accomplished as so. There's plenty to choose from, plenty of different ideas to create a different manager or a different style of manager on every save. So pick them at your peril. So the portal is going to be your main point of call for your everyday running of the football club. You've got your inbox where it's probably going to be filled with loads and loads and loads of injuries, as usual for Football Manager. You've got your next opposition report. You've got the upcoming fixtures in the league, which is nice. You've got any relevant news, a calendar where you can also see your training schedule and also where your games are, so you might want to take up set pieces a little bit more for a whole session for the day, depending on who you're coming up against. You've got your league table. You can only see the top 11, which is no good to me because I'll probably be towards the foot of the table when we first get on the game. And of course then you've got your fixture schedule as well. The second drop down bar, you've got your squad, and once again it's neat, it's clean, it's tidy, everything you need is on there. And I like the fact that it's giving you your youth team players there. You haven't got from screen to screen, and whichever youth players have got a lot of talent, it's recommending them there. You may want to bring them up for a cup game. It's nice to have them all on one screen, and I dare say you may be able just to you might be able to right click on Callum Marshall and just bring you straight up to the first team from there, or just bring him up for a game, bit of a bench filler, a bench warmer, getting some experience in the first team. You've also got your training there on a slightly smaller schedule. It gives you the atmosphere, which is nice. If you're down in the dumps and you might want, you're not playing very well, you may want to have a quick team meeting to try and boost that there. But it's good. Everything about your squad is on there. The squad, you've got the tactic on there, you can get the opposition one, you've got the medical centre, suspensions. It's all really nice, compact into one place, which is it's really ideal. You haven't got to click from screen to screen. Now, they did skip past the recruitment tab and they briefly touched on it, but we'll talk about that as we go through the video, because I was quite annoyed, a little bit disappointed about that part of the Premier. Were they holding something? I don't know. But you've got your match day screen now, so you've got your in possession, out of possession. You can also pull your opposition instructions on there. But what I do like is it's telling you about preparation. So if you've got a game in 7 days' time, it says you want to focus on build-up play in possession with a low block. That obviously is going to change from week to week. Obviously, if you're Man City, you can pretty much play the same way week in, week out. But you're not always going to be Man City. You might be Sunderland. You might be someone a little bit lower down the league table where you need to adjust accordingly for away games compared to a slightly easier home game as well. So keep that in mind. A nice little touch there. You've got your board feedback. What else is on there that's not on the other screens? Of course, you've got the league table. But yeah, that is a really, really nice screen. And for a match day overview, there's a little bit more on there relevant to what you need on that day. But actually, I like this as well, the feedback there. So before you get into your first game, they're undecided. They're going to wait, obviously, and see exactly what you're going to be playing, what results you're going to get on the field. That's a really, really nice touch there to save clicking all the way to bloody club vision and supporter overview and stuff like that as well. So looking at the tactical style now, it is giving you your suggestions there for what West Ham are good at, a gegenpress, a route one. And I really hope we can just get away from the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, which is broke on FM26. We can play a little bit better. I can see we've still got Catenaccio on there, and I presume below that it's just going to be a create your own system. I would have thought. Let's just jog it forward 2 seconds. They're going for a fluid counter attack, but also talking of that, there another nice touch. I've previously mentioned on another video that when you click on that, it gives you the pros and cons of what's going to happen. But, you know, some teams aren't suited to having a lot of possession. Like, take, for instance, my team, Aston Villa. We have a lot of the ball. We really do look to try and control possession, but we're really slow most of the time. A slow, patient build-up, and half the time it's side to side. But it's nice to know there that if you are going to deploy the fluid counter-attack, you might only get 30, 40% possession, but expect that because you're not going to be playing a control possession or anything like tick-attacker. So yeah, I think it gives people a little bit of nice feedback, especially for inexperienced players or players new to even football in general. Gives them a little bit of help they may well need. And I'm not going to lie, guys, any little bits of help is definitely appreciated, even from me as well, especially on a new game. We all knew we're going to get in and out of possession, so you can see straight away West Ham setting up in the 4-2-3-1 in possession. Then you've got the out of possession there, where both the wingers are dropping back towards the halfway line, looking to drop in and give a little cover to the fullbacks. But not just that as well, you do see some of the actual role changes as well. So you don't want, you might want to have a deep line playmaker in possession. When you've lost it, just be sat in as a defensive midfielder. So you really want to go and think about that as you go through your save and have a look at what kind of personnel you've got. So it's really, really going to be personalised to that specific team, which is really, really nice. Now, this is the bit that really, really tickled my Football Manager taste buds. It is phase of the play. So you've got the attacking phase, the midfield phase, then the defensive phase as well. So let's just run this through now. So every time you click on one part of the field, you've got instructions for what you're doing there. So you can really adapt to each specific team, each specific game. And you've got a final third, a progression zone and a build-up zone from the back. So you may want to go short out the back to defenders, maybe pull it into a centre midfield, then go a little bit more direct, spreading the ball out wide, or even to potentially a target forward. But there's so many variations now. You can do so much more on this version of FM. We're going to see some crazy stuff out there for tactical builds, and we really are this time going to see who is the best Football Manager tactic creators, especially now we've got this sort of new setup. It's exciting times, guys. So the graphics now going into game day. The stadium looks good. I was really impressed with the fans. I like the actual sort of stuff we're seeing on the screen now. It's really nice. But let's just make sure everyone's aware that this is set and played at their end on the lowest graphics. I really want to stress that point there, because like I said earlier in the video, people were moaning and bitching. It looks crap. Considering that's on low graphics, guys, that looks pretty good to me. So just give Sports Interactive and Football Manager and everyone involved with the game some kudos, because I think they've done a fantastic job. And we did miss FM25. We've all been longing for this period, but all these little intros to a game is really, really nice indeed. A little bit. The one thing I did want to say as well was some of these players on here, they look grey. They look at that. They look grey, but I think it's because, once again, the graphical settings. But we'll see when the game drops, because he doesn't look right. They just don't look right to me there. But maybe that will change up on the full release of the game, or like I said, maybe it's because of the graphics. But overall, what they've done here and what they've got set out is very, very impressive indeed. Like I said, if you just pause it there now, I like the way the score and the time is in the middle of the screen, and we've got the buttons at the top left. It makes it a little bit easier to read. I think it's nice. It looks smart. Even the layout at the bottom, very, very neat indeed. The animations as you run through the game, like I said, it's not FIFA. They do run very, very smooth indeed. And even, where are we now? Here. So, on your tablet view, you're at the touchline, you've got your 2D picture on there. I'm not sure if you can watch the whole game in 2D. I would have thought you probably could. Hopefully, I do like to play 2D from time to time with 3D highlights. But you've got the opponent's formation, in possession, out of possession. You've got yours as well. You've got your match stats. You've got all the current scores. And I'm just wondering if you can modify that in time. You might not be able to yet. I can't see anything on there where you can really change anything. The only thing I can see is expand that there, which will put the picture a little bit smaller there. But it's yeah, maybe that's something they'll adjust in the future. This is the screen I was waiting for. I thought they played the graphics on low. It's actually very low, so you can see it still looks pretty good considering it's on the lowest possible setting. You've got the options for replays in 2D and 3D. You've got your stuff on there now, which is your full match comprehensive and all that jazz, which we know. You've still got your 2D classic, which is a really, really nice touch. I don't want that to get took off the game. And you've got obviously all your regular stuff in there, which you will be able to adjust heights and zooms. And I don't think last night they showed us a dynamic mode. Maybe you're going to need a little bit more high power performance wise to maybe run that to get it running smoothly. But yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. So just guys, really, depends on each individual system across the world. You play it how you can. In the day, if you've only got a relatively cheaper setup, you can only run it on low graphics. As long as you're enjoying the game, that's the main thing that matters. So it's yeah, just all enjoyable. Let's run this on a bit now. I want to see one of these goals. So this is the goal now. Throw-in's nice, a little bit fast, but you can see Guilherme now checks back in onto his left foot, cuts inside, settles the defender. He's caught flat-footed. Guilherme, nice shot. Goalie's not going to save that. Banged in from close range there, but for me, looks really nice. It looks smooth. The crowd looks immersed. You've got a nice mix of home kits and away kits, which is a nice little touch as well. So everyone's just not in the claret West Ham kits. I don't think they're the Brentford. Are they the Brentford? Let me pause up there. Yes, this is the away stand. They're all Brentford, aren't they? There, I thought it was the away West Ham kit. So you have got the section there of the away fans. So yeah, really, really nice touch indeed. Now this was a real gripe from last night. It was the best 11 seconds of my life they give us. Looking at the recruitment screen, we had the briefest of brief looks at it, and Spencer couldn't have got off it any quicker. So we can pause it now because of the recruitment screen. We've got the player database, recommendations, focus shortly, squad planner, transfer activity. So of course we do know most of them there. You don't just plan for now, you can plan for 2-3 seasons ahead. But also they've got a screen where it shows you what sort of players and positions clubs are looking for. So you might be able to swing some deals regarding player swaps, maybe a few discounted sales, a few discounted purchases. But you can see the database there. You should be able to click on that and maybe just start scouting. But obviously you can just type a player's name in there. You've got contracts here. 78 contracted players, which is yours there, and you can see how many are actually running down regarding 0 to 6 months who will go on a free transfer, so you can really keep an eye on that. But as you get to there, it'll probably pop them up in red in here that you need to offer them a new contract unless you want to offload them. You've got your recruitment objectives, which is nice, tells you what you've got to do to appease the board. And probably the fans as well, because it says 2 there, so that's going to be the board and the fans, what they want to see regarding transfer progress. You've got your clauses, and that's nice. You can see there you've got 15 to sell, which could be worth £78 million, which is, yeah, if I'm West Ham, I'm selling all them. Just getting all that money into the bank. You've got your shortlist, transfer route out, that's the screen we'll have a look at in a second. But yeah, everything on there, including your transfer budget and what's available in wages as well. Now, this is the transfer room house. This is where clubs tell you and tell the market what they're looking for. So, for instance, Liverpool and Man City both looking for an attacking midfield right. You might be at Real Madrid where you've got 2 world-class attacking midfield rights and maybe you need a left-back. Can you come to some sort of deal, offer them one of your midfielders down that right-hand side, but in return, a bit of money and maybe a decent left-back? It just shows you now the sort of scope you'll have to manoeuvre in the transfer market to get these deals. And if Man City, like I said, they want that right winger, they might be willing to pay over the odds to get that player off you. Just, dangle the carrot, if you will. But there's a lot of stuff you can really get from that screen there, where you can make the most out of any players that you want to offload as well. So, following on from the other club's needs, you've also got your own requirements as well. So, like I said, if you know that it's approaching the start of the season, or even you're in a relegation dogfight, or you're pushing for Europe, you're in the winter transfer window, and you are desperate. You are desperate for a goal scorer to give you that extra cutting edge up front. You can put some out there now and create your own requirements, saying, listen, all the other teams out there, they know you're after a clinical striker. They may well be willing to offer some players to you as long as you've got the transfer budget to facilitate the move. But yeah, some really nice options on there, not just transfers. Also, you can just put you want a requirement as a loan as well. So it really gives the AI a little bit of a chance to offload a few of their players they don't want that maybe you just want at your football club. So we've only seen really a very, very small snippet of what the game can do, what this new engine could do, and the possibilities with Football Manager and that teaming up with Unity. The possibilities really are endless. We've got so much to look forward to. The players, a whole community as a whole, and anyone that's going to start banging on and just saying the game looks crap, don't like this, don't like that. No one's forcing you to buy the game, but I'm just going to say it, guys, if we want to keep enjoying this game year after year after year, we have to support Sports Interactive, and let's just give them you know what? I'm going to give him a clap, give him a big clap. FM Rage absolutely wants to state this for you guys now. apart from FM25, they've always delivered. They've delivered what they've said, and no matter what you do in life, there's going to be some people that like it and a few people that don't and just like to moan. But like I said, moan away, because I really, really don't care. We are going to end this video on an absolute positive, on a happy note. The beta now is just a matter of days away. We love you, FM. We do. Oh, FM, we love you. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget. And I will see all you beautiful people when the beta drops.